Welcome to the live stream, guys. Just really quick, I'm going to set this up so that I'm not holding the camera the whole time. So bear with me 1 second. We'll get going. Boom. Alrighty, guys. What is going on? I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you can see me okay. If not, please throw that down in the chat because I'd really appreciate it. If there's something that you can't see my whole head. If you can't hear something to that extent, please let me know. So I'm just getting set up here so I can kind of take a look. This is my first live stream, so I do apologize if it's not flowing as well as most people's would. But do bear with me 1 second. I'm going to kind of pull up what you guys are seeing here so that I can see your guys' chats. So, and anything that will come through. All right. Perfect. So it looks like you guys can see me pretty well. So I've been kind of posting some videos lately, bowling some tournaments, some coachings, tutorials, ball reviews. It's going really well. After the Miller Masters, I didn't bowl very well at all, actually. I bowled really bad and maybe do a lot of thinking and kind of where I'm wanting to go with what we're doing here on the channel and as well as with my bowling. So a big thing I really wanted to do is kind of set some goals and give myself direction, or else I'm kind of just bowling some smaller tournaments here and there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today, is go over some of those goals that I've kind of wanted to achieve. I've got the time now. Did a really good job that kind of helps me have the time to go practice when I need to. Put in that extra work that I need to get to a spot where I can be good. Because right now, it's hit or miss. I bowl really well sometimes, and I bowl really bad sometimes. So that's where we're at, and we're going to go over some of those goals. I've got a little whiteboard here. Goals for 2020. So at the end of this live stream, I'm going to kind of go over what the end goal is, where I want to be. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm really pumped for that. Something I've really wanted to do for a long time. So yeah, first off, I'm gonna leave the number one for my number one goal, and that's the end goal in 2020. But before that, some smaller goals that I need to set that I think are crucial for achieving this main goal is really handling my mental game on the lanes. A lot of times, I can dig myself out of places, dark places where my head starts to go. At the Miller Masters, I wasn't really able to do that very well. Near the end of the second squad that I bowled, I shot a couple of good games, and then it just went away in an instant. So I really need to work on getting into the moment. I'm usually fairly good at getting myself out. I mean, I dwell on it for a second and then I'm out. And it may be pretty bad at times, but I still can get out. But not getting there at all would be a lot helpful, so I can move on and make better choices. Because I do find that a lot, that I don't make great choices. I'll do that as goal number 2, is manage. Mental game. Manage mental game. Number 2. So this is really where I want to get to, is right here in managing my mental game. So some things I'm going to really work on is being in the moment more. Bad shots are going to happen, and I get that. It's those repeated bad shots that really get under my skin when I know the mistake I'm making, and I know the ball that I have in my hand is good, and I'm just not executing. I can tell because, again, this is my first time doing it. I'm not stream for that. So, really quick, looks like we disconnected from the internet, so sorry about that. Looks like we're back now, though, so I'm not sure where it stopped. But again, yeah, Josh Blanchard had talked about the biggest step from competitive bowling to the PBA is that, looking a pair ahead, managing transition. So I really want to get better at that and making better moves when the lanes start transitioning, because I get a tendency to try to get in this house shot mentality. They don't break down like that when the heads start to go. So I've gotten better at that. That doesn't really work in the league. A lot of times I suffer from bad ball reaction from that. So I'm currently working on that. And then overall just making better consistent shots. So that is goal number 2. Goal number 3, which is, let's go with this one, because I think this is the community. So I want to grow my community because I am really active in it. So I want to grow my YouTube community, and that goes for all social media. Bear with me one second. Just gonna check this. Just gonna check the live stream feed. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. So my computer here is not showing it. Don't know what to do about that. So, my goal for myself in 2020, my end goal, is grow my YouTube community to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subs. Boom! 1,000 subs. Manage mental game, 1,000 subs. And some of this will be coming from you guys, and I do appreciate the people that have reached out to me and interact with me, because it really makes this fun. But a lot of this will just become from me, committing to editing the video, committing to putting out great content, which I think there's a lot of great content that just isn't talked about a whole lot on YouTube and social media that I really want to tap into to grow this sport. So, boom, 1,000 subs. That's our goal for 2020. Gonna be a hard one. I do have something really cool planned if we can get to that point. To give back to all these people that have given to me. I really want to do something for them. So, yeah, I'd love it if we could get there. I will do something really special for you guys. Mark my words. You can reference this video, and I'll promise I'll get back to you on that. So yeah, 1,000 subs. I think that to piggyback off of that, I think that'll really help. Bowling tap into this younger generation. The Flow Bowling just came out with a statement from the Olympic community saying that we don't reach enough younger people, and that's why they don't want us in the Olympics. That's really rough, to think about. Bowling is just this great sport, and we're not allowed into the Olympics because we're not reaching a young enough audience. And I don't think we, as players, do enough. We can ask the PBA Tour and the USBC and Fox Sports to do all this stuff. I mean, they're doing great. The telecasts have been awesome, but we're not tapping in to what kids are watching, and I think we can do a better job of that, and that's something I really want to do and push for. There's some great people out there. Asian Bowler, Brad and Kyle. They put out good stuff that kids my age and younger like to watch, and I don't think the PBA Tour and Fox Sports quite gets that. And I get they're trying to target a different audience because those people are committed. But I think it's important for us to grow the sport. Guys like me, Brad and Kyle, Asian, all these guys can really tap into this younger generation and get them bowling, get them watching the sport, so we can get in the Olympics and really get a foothold in competitive sports. So 1,000 subs, third goal, grow the sport. Number 4. This one I'm not really sure on. This is something I wanted. It's not solely up to me. It's a lot of other things coming together, which I don't really like, placing goals so heavily on chance. But it is what it is, and it does have a lot to do with myself and achieving some of these goals. But one thing I have always wanted to do is have some kind of staffing. I think that would be so cool to represent a company. There's stuff I have to work on myself to get to the point where I can do that. I've invested a lot of time into increasing my knowledge about the sport so that I can help other people with product selection and how to set up their stuff and how to play the lanes and to make them overall better bowlers. I've really invested a lot of time in that, and I want to continue to do that. So I think This would be a really cool avenue for me with all, because it's not a whole lot of relevant information besides to me. I can give it to some people. A lot of it's over their heads, but I do really like helping them, selecting a ball. My Gary Duarte on our bowling team, we punched him out a Roto Grip and Roto Grip Idle Pearl. I thought that'd be a really good compliment to his arsenal right now, and both times he's throwing it on our Wednesday night league, he shot 700. The ball is great going down lane. It really picks up. It's awesome, and it really makes me feel good that I can provide that information to him that maybe he doesn't have the time to look into. That I can because of my knowledge of how bowling ball dynamics, cover stock, scores, how they all work, and Roto Grip and Storm. That's what I've been associated with. So getting some kind of staffing like that would be a dream of mine. So I'm gonna put that on here because that's something I've always wanted to do, and why not try for it, So number 4, be on staff. Boom. Be on staff. If you get boom, there you go. Be on staff. Alrighty, I got room for one or two more before the big, my ultimate goal. So this one is kind of a personal one I've always wanted to do ever since I got done with baseball. And I think this will also help my game, give me some more longevity, be able to not deteriorate throughout blocks. And I have the access to do it. I can do it. It's all just on me and my willpower to do it. And that's going to be cutting some weight. So I do want to get more fit, be more fit. And I think it's going to be it's something easy that I have access to. My Discover, my employer, provides a gym on site, and it's really nice. It has a lot of amenities, and I just don't utilize it enough. And I really want to buckle down and get that done so that I can be in better shape to bowl these longer format tournaments. So, cut the weight. And my target goal is 2 boom 15. Boom. Cut the weight. 215. It's always been a goal of mine, and I've never been able to hit it. 218, I think, was the slimmest I got in college, and I was working out every day heavily. They didn't really have access to great food, I think was mostly the issue here. But yeah, I've got the access now, and I'm going to buckle down and get that done. All right. So I think, obviously, getting my physical game better. Yeah, let's put that in there. 6. Quantify this. And really think about how I want to quantify this aspect of my goals. So one thing that college baseball taught me, and I kind of want to go into this too when we're done with these goals. When we were getting ready to go, and into this season, we had months before that we were preparing, right? One thing that always kind of stuck with me is when you're that far out, you only have to get like 1% better every day. And your goal should always be to get better every day, even when you get worse, as long as you got better, if that makes sense. So even if you had a really rough day, if you learned from it, you got better, right? So you just need to get 1% better every day. Take something away every day, and it should blow up to 1%, and then you'll hit those goals. So I don't really know how I want to quantify this, but I want to get a little bit better every day because I practice a lot, and sometimes I don't have focus on my practice, so I think I want to incorporate that. So let's do this. Still can't spell, good God. So focus on the little things. Boom. Focus on the little things. One thing I like to do in practice is I struggle with is opening up my angles, and something I've been hitting super hard, and part of that's getting my hand in the right spot. So the little things, the things you don't really want to do, the grindy practice things, those are the things I really want to hit super hard. I bowled 1.5 games on Monday after the Miller Masters of no step drills. It's not fun. It hurts my back. It doesn't feel great on my hand. but it's something I have to do so I can consistently get my hand in the position that I want it to be in at the end of the release. So focus on the little things. A couple things I want to do work on with focusing on the little things is rhythm. I need to get a better rhythm with my stance. I need to get on time. I need to get the ball started on time. And I need to get my hand in the right spot. Those three things are going to be key for my physical game to be at the point where I can be right here. Number one. So, what is number one? Number one, and this is what I've been kind of excited to tell you because it's something I've always wanted to do. I haven't really been able to put the time in, but I am now, and I'm going to commit to it 110%. Because I'm in a position that I can save up the money, I can do it. I can do it, and I'm going to do it. So that is boom, Masters 2020. This is something I've always wanted to do, and it really inspired me when I saw Steve Klemkin and Alex Hoskins bowling in the Masters. And it's something that I can actually do. So I want to get with these 5 goals here competitive enough to compete in the Masters in 2020, and I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to be bowling in the Masters in 2020, and I'm going to put the work in on these 4 goals so that I can feel comfortable enough to compete in the Masters in 2020. That's something I've always wanted to do, and eventually I do want to get to the level of competing at the highest level that we can, because what the Fox is doing and what the PBA Tour is doing is great, and if it can bring some more money in, man, that would be awesome, and get more people involved in that in the sport aspect of it. So Masters 2020, something I've always wanted to do, and I want to feel competitive in. This year I don't feel competitive enough to bowl, but applying these goals and putting the work in, I think my limit ceiling of ability, I think I can compete at the Masters 2020 if I put the work in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my number one goal going into the 2020 season, is I want to bowl the Masters and be comfortable doing that. So I've got a lot of work ahead. I've got the groundwork here, and yep, Masters 2020. So we're gonna every time I vlog. So I've kind of started this new thing as I'm gonna do a weekly review of all of these goals. It's gonna be really fun, I think, and make me accountable. This is going to be a key aspect every day. I'm going to look at this every day. I'm going to see this every day, and I'm going to review this every week at the end of my practice vlog, my weekly vlog and review, I guess you would call it. But yeah, keep me accountable, please. Throw comments in the videos. Help me answer them. Help me through these struggles, because I definitely do. I'm always open for the help. But yeah. Those are my goals for 2020. So a couple of things I had some questions was kind of been more about myself, so you can get to know me. Because I don't know if I know a lot of my community is aware, of who I am and stuff, but some of you may not be, that are just joining the channel, and I want to take this time to do that for you. So obviously, my name is Chayton Peterson. I grew up here in Utah. I bowled youth leagues here in Utah for a long time. I did pretty well as a junior bowler. I won, high school singles event, high school teams event, the Pepsi Championship. That's probably the pinnacle of my youth bowling career. Okay. I am so sorry about that, guys. I appreciate your patience. It's kind of been a little bit of a disastrous first live stream, but it is what it is. My phone died, so I do apologize. Just setting everything back up on my computer here so we can... Okay, perfect. Awesome. So, who am I? Because I don't know when this ended. Ranger High School, Utah, youth bowler. I was at Junior Gold, so we'll go from there, because that's kind of the where I got really into sport bowling. So I was pretty good as a youth bowler. What I guess I didn't really realize was how different sports shot bowling and competitive bowling was to just bowling on a house shot. So when I got to Junior Gold my first year, I was terrible. Man, I remember bowling so bad. and coming back, and I didn't pick up a bowling ball for 3 or 4 months. It was terrible. Because I was distraught. I could not believe how much better those people were. I'd never really experienced that. I was pretty good, and I thought I was okay at sport shots. And I got there, and I was like, man, this is tough. So that's really what sparked my passion for competitive bowling. I think it's just so much harder than I even thought it was before. And it really goes to show how great the athletes are that compete on the PBA Tour and some of these youth kids. So it really struck me to get a lot better, which I did. But I never really got great. One thing I had an issue with when I was a youth, and you're doing better now, I was bowling more competitive tournaments and competitive shots. I think that would have really helped me out, was getting that experience on competitive shots, watching them break down, and I can play those patterns. I didn't really get that experience, so I'm glad our youth program is getting there, and I really would like to involve with that and help those kids out, because there's a lot to learn, and they are not easy. And it's not, I did. I really thought I was pretty good. I was not. So that's a little bit about me and my background. A couple of great questions. My buddy Carlos kind of asked me why I got into bowling. It was a kind of a family thing. My parents bowled, and I started bowling when I was 3, and then just grew up with it. And just after bowling so many tournaments and seeing how competitive it is, I mean, it's really fun. I mean, like, I get people that bowl for fun. It's what it is. But competitively, I live off it. I love competing. It's awesome. It's different than any sport that I can do. I play golf a lot, and that's great. I mean, that's a level. It's a different level of things that you can do. You talk about baseball and football. And baseball, football, basketball, they're kind of one of the same in my opinion. I play baseball at a fairly high level. And you can't control a lot of things. You can't control bat hops. You can't control the umpire. There's a lot that you can control. Focusing on those things you can't control really helps you succeed. The same holds true for golf and bowling, but those two sports, there's just so many variables that you can't control. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes. Bowling specifically, I mean, you can't see the lane. I mean, you know it's there, but you don't really know it's there. And I mean, I remember watching, I think it was the U.S. Open, where Ryan Simonelli aced a shot, he said. It didn't hit the headpan, or it just barely tapped it. And like, you can't see that, right? I mean, you could see on a baseball field where a player made a really big hole when they were running. We'll cover that. That's what you should be doing at shortstop, second base, covering those up so you don't get bad hops. You can't see that, on a bowling lane. You can't see there's a little spot that the ball's going to hit. You're a 1/10 of a mile an hour off and it blows by the plate. You can't see that. You can't see the oil there. You can't, it's hard to tell when the pins are a little offset. I mean, you can a little bit, but they're never perfect. Especially front to back, that's really hard to see. You can't control the people in front of you and how they play the lanes. You can't control, the amount of error you have, not only left to right on the boards, but front to back with the ball hooks, and the degree that your hand comes out of the ball, the axis tilt location you have on it dictates when the ball hooks and how the ball hooks is a 10 pin. And it's just a 10 pin picking. Yeah, but if you're on a string of 3 strikes going to the 10th pin, and the 9th ring, 10 pin, and the 10th ring is a 10 pin, I mean, it's a killer. The difference between making the cut and going home without any money is that 10 pin. And it's all because you were half a degree off on axis tilt, or you were a 1/10 of a mile an hour fast, or the 10th pin was sitting back half an inch. Like, it's mind-boggling the amount of things that can go wrong if you can't control. So if you want to compete at a level, like if you have issues with baseball, football, basketball, hockey, controlling things, having issues with things you can't control, bowl, because you'll get over it real quick. There's just so many things that you can't control. And when you can't control the things that you can, when you can't control your body or how you react or stuff like that, it gets in a mess really fast. So that really intrigues me, how difficult, how much you have to think, how much strategy goes into it, and how small your physical game really is. And then on top of that, when your physical game is bad, everything is bad. Unless you're like Gary, and he's not rolling the ball well and it's too super stupid. Could be that guy too. But that really intrigues me, and that's kind of why I do it. So I went over, kind of my personal life. Another question I had, Tyler Norris, he bowls on some of the Storm Northwest Tour events. It's great, the people that come out to those make it awesome. And these amateur tournaments, we can grow those, like the Web.com tour and stuff like that. I think that's really helpful, getting people, obviously there's competitive bowlers in their leagues, and then there's handicap tournaments. If we can get more people involved in the scratch tournaments, it's a really good feeder system coming out of college and going into the community tour. So I think that's really important in the scratch tournament. So I appreciate everybody that comes out to these, the proprietors that put them on. It's really fun and awesome. But unfortunately, I will not be bowling Idaho Open. I'm actually going on a cruise this weekend. I really wanted to bowl the Idaho Open. It's a U.S. Open qualifier, so I'm a bit disappointed that I'm not bowling that. But I am going on a cruise. I need a break. My hand's torn up. I've been bowling a ton, but I need a break. Just unfortunately, it's this weekend and next weekend. But I will be bowling in the Ring in 10. I will be up in Butte bowling the Ring in 10 for that U.S. Open spot, and I'm gonna. As soon as I get back from this vacation, I'm going to hit the lanes as hard as I ever hit them, and really focus on getting my game in a spot that'll be competitive, so to compete for that spot. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been really fun to do, and help you guys inform of what my goals are, where I'm going, and a little bit about me. So if you ever have any questions, throw them in the comments. I read them all. I promise. My community isn't that huge right now. I want to grow it, and I still want to give you that interaction. I know it's really tough for people, with a lot of subscribers, but I want to get in touch with all of you. I really want to answer your questions, do tests, do videos that you guys suggest, do ball reviews, test some things that you have questions on, answer those questions. I've got a lot of bowling experience. I've done so much research. I broke my hand my sophomore year of high school, and I was supposed to bowl junior gold. And it was right at the end of the spring semester, and I didn't get my cast off until like 3 weeks before I was supposed to bowl. So I did just a bunch of knowledge gathering. So I've got so much information that I'd happily be able to share with you guys and help you out with. So throw some comments down there, hit me up on social media, follow me, take a look at all that stuff, and I'd really appreciate it. And I'd really appreciate you reaching out so that we can take a look at that with you. But I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, and if you're watching the recorded version of this, throw some comments down there. I'll answer them, and then potentially even make a video for you if it's something that we require that. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in and taking a look at the channel. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already, because that helps me out a ton. Like the video, and have a great rest of your weekend, guys. I will see you next week. Got a video dropping on Sunday, my Ball Motion cover stock edition. Really cool video. It goes over a lot of really important stuff. Going to be doing a core edition soon. Got a new ball review coming up. Take a look at the Miller and the Uzilat Classic vlogs. Those are awesome. And always stay tuned for new content. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great weekend.